A majority of international students are finding it difficult to find employment and remain in Australia, despite having Australian degrees.
I don't think that I perform less than any local at all in terms of work. Like, I learn and I try my best to learn really quick. So, like, unless they give me an opportunity to perform, they wouldn't know that. But the fact is that you are an international student. They just use that as the standard to cancel us out.
The report will be the first up-to-date account of this trend, with over 250 interviews with students, employers, academic staff and student support programs.
It's really hard for international graduate students to be employed in their area of degree, even though you would assume that they'd be attractive to employers because they had an Australian qualification, so that would be familiar to employers. Their English was good enough for them to be enrolled in an Australian degree, and then presumably it got better during the period of their degree. And you'd expect that their familiarity with the Australian culture would make them attractive.
The report found that employers in nursing, accounting and engineering are reluctant to employ international graduates for a number of reasons, including the inability to meet very strict English standards. But one reason stands out.
Most employers in those fields are very reluctant to employ people who have not got permanent residency. To get permanent residency, a candidate would probably hope to be sponsored by their employer, and most employers are very reluctant to sponsor new graduates.
The result is what feels like a waste of time and effort to many international students.
Here with my main feature it's a little bit disappointed in a way because I have to overcome the language barrier to come here, and the university actually have a higher requirement for international students than locals. So it's like I have to work extra hard for that degree.
However, employers are missing out on the opportunities too, particularly if they plan to form projects internationally or even partner with international companies.
If they could find a way to bring those international graduates in and to learn about the skills that they have learned themselves as international graduates, figuring out how to operate in a new culture, they would find that they would have much greater success with their international ventures, and that would enhance their competitiveness in Australia and internationally.
Australian visa lawyer Aristotle Paiapetis says that employers need to be better educated.
We find that if the process, the requirements are explained to employers, the overwhelming majority are comfortable with the process and they don't consider it onerous or expensive.